Hello everybody, this is John again and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to do a quick product review and an unboxing of the Wusthof 200th Anniversary Carbon Steel Knife Set. For the 200th anniversary, the current owner of the company is the 7th generation in the family that owns the company. Has done 3 sets of knives. He's done a set with a 9-inch chef's knife and a 4-inch paring knife. He's done a single 9-inch chef's knife and a 9-inch chef's knife in Damascus steel. This is the carbon steel chef's knife set. Comes very well packaged. Beautiful presentation box if you have a reason to give a knife as a gift. Little owner's manual tells a little bit about this knife and that it is a carbon steel knife. It's carbon steel. It will tarnish. You'll get that beautiful patina on it. Some people don't like that. They prefer a stainless steel knife. I love a carbon steel knife. This is hardened to a Rockwell 59. Very sharp. It takes a beautiful edge. It's easy to sharpen and it maintains an edge very well. Very easy to cut with. You can get these knives razor sharp, but they are a carbon steel. They will rust. You will get that dark scaly brown orange rust if you let it sit, but that beautiful patina is chemically different. It's Fe302, not Fe203. That basically it protects the knife. It's almost like bluing on a good firearm. So there's the 9-inch chef and the 4-inch paring knife and a small bottle of ballistol oil. You can use this to protect the blades, but it does a wonderful job protecting these wood handles. I'm using this on all the wood handles of my knives. Now, a little bit about the shape of this blade. It's an older style, so there's a little bit thicker handle, a little heavier. 9-inch blade, a little wider through the blade. This is a more modern Henkel's, a little thinner. The point is a little bit higher, it's a little more straight. This points down a little bit and it's a little thicker. The reason I like this thicker blade is if I'm holding this in a nice pinch grip, my finger does not come all the way down to the edge of the blade. So I'm not touching the cutting board with my finger like I do on some of the thinner blades. It's very comfortable. It is actually a hair, just a few grams heavier than this Henkel's. But if you see how thin the blade is and how bulky the handle is, most of that extra weight is all back here in the handle. It feels lighter than the lighter blade because it's got the thinner blade and the heavier handle. Beautifully balanced. It's very, very light, very nimble. I said this is a carbon steel blade. I'm going to show another one. This is the same knife after about 4 months of hard use. It's developing this beautiful patina. I never let this knife stay wet. It gets wiped off several times as I'm cooking. It gets dried off very, very well and wiped down with a thin strip of lambskin chamois to remove any excess water. But it does develop this beautiful patina. If you don't like that, you can keep it polished off. But it's a carbon steel knife. It's going to happen. This is part of the beauty and just shows the heritage and the use that these wonderful knives had. Maybe you had grandparents that had old knives that almost turned black from years of use. That's this beautiful patina. Now you ask, why do I have 2 of them? Well, I bought this as a Christmas present to myself and I put it away, wrapped it up, put it away for Christmas many, many, many months ago. But I really, really, really wanted to use it right now. And I went and bought a second one. Found a good deal and I bought myself a second one. So this one was put away for Christmas and this one got hidden away in the kitchen and I was using it secretly. Then my son found it and he was using it and he goes, wow, this one's good enough to fight everybody else for. I have 3 children and he was saying this one's good enough to fight for. So I actually found a third. This one's being tucked away for who knows when. These are a limited edition. They're starting to run out. Price, the suggested retail price is $350. You can find these for about $160 to $200 on the internet. A lot of the places that I was seeing them 4 or 5 months ago, they are no longer available, but there's still some left out there. Amazon was the best price I found online. My absolute best price was one I found here in town. They are sold out. So about $160 to $200 with shipping. Beautiful knives. I love the feel. I'm going to do a little bit of cutting. It's thin, so even like on an onion, it doesn't spread that onion open and break the cells and spray that juice everywhere. It just slices very, very nicely, very quickly. No spray, no tears. Does a wonderful job. It feels great. The real test of a knife quite often is a tomato. Can it get through that tough skin without using a serrated edge, which just, in my opinion, just mauls and mangles it. This just goes right through a tomato beautifully. And this one has not been sharpened for several days. It's had quite a bit of use since the last time it was sharpened. It gets hit with a steel every few days, but it just, beautiful job. My knife skills today aren't that hot, but wonderful job without going to a serrated edge. It's a wonderful knife. The only things I've done to it, with a diamond stone, I lowered the angle of the factory edge just a little bit, and then it gets touched up with the steel and worked on a water stone. The grinding on this at the factory is very nice. This is a beautiful 90-degree angle. In a pinch grip, it's a little bit sharp. So with some crocus cloth, I just radiused this area ever so slightly. I just clamped the blade in a vise and pulled crocus cloth around that, just smoothed it out. Just took that real sharp edge off, just radiused it a little bit, and I can work this in the kitchen all day. It balances beautifully because that thick handle and the extra weight. Wonderful knife. This has just completely rocked my knife world. I started 40 some odd years ago cooking with a traditional English style and an American style butcher knife. Then I went to Chinese cleavers, European style chef's knives like this, then really got into several different Japanese knives. I love them. I've had some that are custom made for me. They're wonderful. Once I got this, they all sit. This has become my absolute go-to knife. It does 90% of what I do in the kitchen. Little paring knife. Here's the one that's already got the patina building up. The paring knife does quite a bit. And other than that, a very inexpensive serrated bread knife. And that does almost everything I need in the kitchen. So after collecting knives for 40 years, this has replaced almost everything. They're still available. If you love knives, you might want to look into one. Thanks. Just wanted to show you one more thing. If you're a real knife lover, you'll get a kick out of this. It goes back to the history of knives. Here's that modern 9-inch Henkel's. Great, high quality stainless steel, doesn't rust. Beautiful knife. But for a real knife lover, especially if you're a history buff, you love the history of knives, the history of cooking, there's something so cool about this. The sound, that ringing of carbon steel, it's alive in your hands. It doesn't have a dead feel like a stainless blade does. It's just wonderful, and I love that sound. Just the history of the great knife smiths that gave us everything we've got today.